People who can fall asleep within 8 seconds of their head hitting their pillow. How the FCK do you fall asleep within 8 seconds of your head hitting your pillow? That's my secret cap. I'm always tired. Stay awake until you fall asleep in the couch, then groggily walk to the bed when you inevitably wake up. I'm a firefighter and my one partner says what he likes least about me is my ability to fall asleep so fast after returning from a call. It helps to be physically tired. Much easier to fall asleep when your body has been engaged in physical activity during the day. I try to lay perfectly still and not allow myself to scratch my nose if it itches, for example. I just ignore the itch and next thing I know, it's time to get up. I just discovered that there are people with an inner monologue and this voice in their head allows them to have silent discussions and worry about decisions and whatnot. I don't have this. I don't have any voices talking to me. My preference is also to listen to a documentary on YouTube or Netflix. I set my timer on my phone to stop playing after 20 minutes and rarely stay awake till the end. I'm very well versed on the first 10 minutes of Wi. My brother is one of these people, and I asked him this recently. The trick is a clean conscience. I got nothing to think about. Me, how do you not think about anything? I dunno. I just stop thinking. He's 16. I turn on Netflix or Hulu to a show I've seen a million times. I turn away from the screen and fall asleep. My friend does this. We'll be playing video games, then he'll suddenly be tired and good night. Literally seconds later I can hear him snoring in his room. Man, I have insomnia and none of this acid works. Chronic sleep deprivation. For me it was a learned skill. Thank you US Army. They pushed me to work from Ravalli to TAPS and only allowed 4, 5, 6 hours of sleep and I need 7, 8. I wore an alarm watch. Any break during the day, oh I have 25 minutes. Set alarm watch, prop against a tree, or lay down anywhere I could, bam asleep. My wife is still amazed at how I do it. Hit it hard enough. I'm a lifelong insomniac, but my sister could fall asleep on her way to the pillow and sleep through the car going over train tracks. I wake up if a mouse farts across the street. I never got it. I've worked 20 plus shifts and be ridiculously tired and still takes me 20-30 minutes at least. So, IDK what the answer is, I think it's just brain chemistry. I use a meditation method I learned in a yoga class. Lay flat on your back, take deep breaths through your nose. As you exhale mentally relax each muscle group starting with your face and working down to your toes. Try to imagine exhaling through your muscles and out through your toes. Imagine your body slowly melting into your bed. This usually takes about 30 seconds to 1 minute. Next, imagine as vividly as possible a river. It helps if you use one from memory. I personally use a combination of the River Wild movie and memories from a family trip to the Green River. Imagine yourself walking out to the middle of the river. Let yourself get lost in the flow around you. Try to imagine any stray thoughts as floating to you on the river. As you think of things, set them in the water and watch them float away. This process without fail gets me to sleep within 10 minutes if I'm having trouble sleeping. But like Ralph Wiggum, sleep is where I'm a Viking. Thanks for the gold, kind stranger. Sorry for my abysmal Simpsons knowledge. I think I really just wanted Ralph to be an amazing genius who kills people in space and commits genocide. You can't think. Don't think of anything real or about falling asleep. Once you do you'll never go to sleep. Best trick I've found when I don't fall asleep easy is to put myself in a movie. Like imagine yourself walking through the gates of Hogwarts. What happens next? All up to you, and just let your imagination flow. Eventually you'll fall asleep without realizing it. Just basically never give a resid about anything meaningful, that way you'll never have anything to keep you awake. Totally healthy way to approach life. I have created an imaginary world in my head that I only visit when I'm in bed and going to sleep. My mind associates those places and characters and narratives with sleep. Edit. How wonderful to wake up and discover that this comment went bananas. So cool to see so many people with awesome imaginations. Makes me so happy. Exercise a lot in the morning after waking up. became a dad. Since my son was born I physically cannot lay down without falling asleep. It literally just happens. More like 4 seconds. Okay, so after years of tossing and turning and having horrible sleeps I've come close to nailing my routine. Exercise during the day. Wake up and go to bed at the same time every day if possible. That way your body knows when it's time to crash. Magnesium supplement with melatonin and GABA about an hour before I want to fall asleep. Weighted blanket. For whatever reason helps me relax like nothing else. I actually can now usually fall asleep within a few minutes of going to bed, but if not I play a little mind game. Body scanning is a solid one. Just imagine a ray of sunlight slowly going over you from your toes to your head and relax your muscles as the sunlight goes over them. I hope that makes sense. There's a lot of guided meditations on YouTube that can walk you through it. I also pick a category and try to name one thing in that category for every letter of the alphabet. X fruits, apple, banana, cantaloupe, ZZZZZZZ. And finally I sometimes imagine walking down to the beach near my house and taking a nap there, although I rarely make it far enough to take a nap now. None of this stuff works right away, but even one can make a huge difference with some commitment, so just give it a bit of time. Edit to at keep your room cold. This one actually worked for me a bit more quickly because I have issues with nightmares to the point where my husband literally can calm me down in his sleep, and I saw a major correlation between that and the heat of my room. I switched from a duvet that had me waking up drenched in sweat to a weighted blanket with a bamboo cover that manages to not trap my body heat. Apparently hot showers before bed and wearing warm socks can also help you cool down as your body tries to self-regulate or something. I have narcolepsy. This is literally me. My husband is just the reverse. The main differences I observe between the two of us. 1. Immadora. He is a thinker. Worrying about stuff keeps him up at night, whereas I go to bed with the reassurance I've done all I can do that day. And Sarah 2. He brings his phone to bed and browses Reddit. Strictly no screens an hour before bed. 3. Other than bringing the phone to bed, he has no routine. By about 9:30, I'm winding down with my skincare routine, washing up, making a hot drink, and then in bed with a book by 10:15 at the latest. 4. Since I'm the high energy person in the relationship, I'm moving and doing things all the time. Get home from work, cooking, have dinner, work out, do some laundry, read before bed. I'm pretty physically tired, drained by the time I hit the pillow. My husband runs at what seems to be a consistently lower energy level, like low enough that he needs a lot of downtime usually in front of screens to recharge, but high enough that he doesn't sleep well.